How do Aussies spend their weekends, Kel? What's your perfect weekend? What would your perfect weekend be?
Depends. Are we thinking kids like family stuff or my own individual weekend?
You can choose your own adventure.
My perfect weekend, if it wasn't like, kids, it would be raining outside or just like cold and just at home or going for a walk, having hot chocolate and cheese and wine. That's it.
And there'd be no one else there.
No one else, just by myself.
Nice. Nice. I don't know what I would do. I guess it would be something probably similar. Enjoying myself, playing guitar, going for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, having fun. I guess I totally would spend time with the kids, but
Yeah.
we do that every weekend, so we're thinking about ideal.
Individual, like you don't have to worry about other things. That would be my goal.
Yeah, your goal.
Yeah.
G'day guys, welcome to the Aussie English podcast. Grab a cuppa, get comfy, and let's have a yarn. Alright guys, welcome back to the podcast. This is the Aussie English podcast. Today we are chatting about weekends. What do Australians do on weekends? What are our favourite kinds of weekends? Terrible weekends, camping, lazy Sundays, all that sort of stuff. Kel's happy, she's here. She's going to get into it as well and share her views. So, how do you reckon we differ in terms of what we do on weekends?
You and me, or
Yeah.
Australians and Brazilians?
We could do both. What do you think about me and you? How are we different? What would you think my ideal weekend is from your perspective?
I think you're less social. Like sometimes I'll have this like urge to see people, sit around people and just talk. I want to go outside. I'm going to go out and go out for dinner, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You are much more like, can't be bothered. I just want to stay home. I don't want to see anyone. Kind of thing.
I feel like I'm being hung out to dry.
Well, it doesn't happen all the time with
Yes.
me. I do like to be by myself, but I sometimes have this very like social urge to be around people when I want to talk and I want to go out. Like I like going out for dinner and dressing up and that kind of thing.
I know you always criticize me. You're like, why aren't you going to go out? Why aren't you dressing up? Wear nicer clothes. Why aren't you doing that? And I'm like, that's just not me, dude. That's just not me.
It's just different from what I do every
I
day.
know.
Like, I'm always like either going to the gym or going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get a chance to put on different clothes and go somewhere else. Yeah.
So you think you're much more of a planner when it comes to weekends, or are you
100%.
spontaneous?
No, I like to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on and what time we'll be out and what we'll be doing and the bookings are done and all that. I don't like winging it.
See, that's so much more exhausting, I feel. Though I guess you would probably feel the opposite. I feel like if you've planned everything out, it's like, oh my God, I just want to relax. I don't want to have anything on the calendar. I don't want to be thinking about what I might be doing later today. I'll just spontaneously choose. If something comes up, okay, we'll do
Doesn't
this. I
work
feel
like
like doing
that.
this. I'll do that. I don't like planning it out.
I need to know what's coming. Like, I don't like being taken, oh, let's go. Like, and all of a sudden, then I'm like, oh, what am I going to wear? Where are we going? Like, are we going to have a table there? I haven't looked at the menu. I don't know what to eat. It's just, I need to know. So I'm at ease with like what's coming.
Yeah.
I think for you, what I see is you get overwhelmed with plans. It feels like everything's so urgent and happening at once. It might be like 2 weeks from now and I'm going to tell you and I have to think, well, if I tell him now, he's going to get overwhelmed and forget about it. So I leave it to the last minute almost and then you get overwhelmed anyway because it's last minute.
It's a catch-22, I guess.
Yeah.
You're screwed if you do, you're screwed if you don't, Kel. You just have to pick one and go with it.
Yeah.
So, but it's funny. So do you feel like your weekends are more productive, or do you feel like they're lazy weekends?
I choose sometimes, like a few weeks ago, I had to clean the house. Like I choose, okay, this weekend will be, I'll tackle this and that. Like I'll clean the clothes or I will do this with the kids.
Yeah.
Some other weekends I'm like, these plates are going to fall. I'm not doing that. So
Yeah.
I just much more of a let's stay home and see what happens kind of thing.
Yeah. But at the same time, you like planning them and having all these things. I'm the one who likes the spontaneity. I like being at home and sort of, I'm going to get up whenever. I'm going to go get a coffee whenever. I'm just going to relax. And I think it's because my weeks are so structured around taking the kids to school, picking the kids up,
Yeah.
teaching classes, making content. And I have a very structured week. So on the weekends, I'm like, you know what? Screw that. I just want to not think and just react to whatever comes up.
Well, yeah. But you also, don't you feel like if I just come up with something, oh, we have to do this, it's much more stressful than knowing that you had that
Yeah,
thing?
but that's because you're planning it, not me.
Okay.
It's because it's not an active choice on my behalf, right? It's sort of like you've just decided, yes, this is what we're going to do. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that bad. But I guess for me, I'm in my own head and I'm like, I've got all these ideas of what I won't do and what I'm just going to totally take it
Yeah.
easy. So if you're suddenly like, actually, we're going to do this, I'd be like, ah, damn it. Like,
Yeah. I can understand, like, that would frustrate me, not
Mhm.
having any idea of like what's coming, and then all of a sudden we're thrown into this social situation, or like, I have to hang out with people or do things.
Yeah.
Now I like sort of having an idea what, like, oh, this is what we're gonna do with the kids. That's swimming in the morning, Saturday mornings, and then we come back home, and maybe it's a chill afternoon. And
Yeah.
then Sunday I need an activity.
Mm-hmm.
I need something. Maybe let's just go out, get coffee, go to park.
Yeah. I wonder what you guys think. You guys listening, are you guys planners or do you like having spontaneous weekends? All right, let's move on to childhood weekends. So, what did you enjoy when you were a child? What were weekends like when you were a child growing up?
It wasn't very exciting, to be honest. We didn't go out a lot. It was more a chance of staying home, hanging out with family, watching TV, playing with my sister.
Was it always the same thing? Was it different?
Always the same. Sometimes we would go to my father's house
Yeah.
on weekends. That was a big thing. Like, there was a period where we would like go on Saturday, come back on Sunday, so stay overnight. But then after that, we didn't do that as much. So it was pretty quiet. We didn't have a lot of opportunities to go out and do things.
Yeah. Did you ever watch like TV shows in the morning? Did you have like that
Yeah.
same TV show that would always be on?
Yeah.
Because when I was growing up, we used to, I think it was called Rage TV, and it was like the music channel. I guess it was like MTV in America, where we would see all the latest hits, and the music videos would be played for, I don't know, an hour or two in the mornings. So you would always want to wake up early so that you could watch Rage TV, and they had
Wow.
the intro, Rage, Rage.
No, I don't remember that, but I did watch a lot of MTV.
Yeah.
Being in a house, like my house, there were like a lot of us, and it was one TV, so it was very structured. Of like, grown-ups have access to the schedule for the TV. There are things that are non-negotiables, like the news. Everyone sits down to watch the news.
Mhm.
We didn't have a say.
Yeah.
And then in the gaps, like throughout the day, sometimes we get a chance to watch anything.
Yeah.
But it wasn't very democratic.
It's the complete opposite of what our kids have now, where they just have free reign.
They literally
of the
own
TV.
the TV. We don't watch anything.
We get told off if we want to watch something.
Yeah, this is boring.
What about sports? Did you have sports on weekends? Did you have family barbecues? Any of that?
If I was with my
stuff?
dad, we would get together as a big thing and do a barbecue or
Yep.
go to the beach.
Yep.
Not so much with my mum's side of family. It was much more just stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's just recovering from a busy week at work.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going to like sporting events at school. I always had, at least at high school, I always had sporting events I had to go to that I was competing in, like playing tennis or soccer or doing fencing, and then family barbecues. We used to always have, my family friends would come over on weekends, and we would have like a barbecue on our deck that we would turn on. Obviously, people bring some food or some meat or whatever to cook on the barbie. And we would chuck that on and have a lunch, and usually just hang out with family or friends doing that.
See, I love that. Like, I just love the idea of having a break mentally from keeping the house tidy or like, handling the kids, and like if you have other people around, all of a sudden like we're just sharing the moment. I love that. Like not every time. Sometimes I'm like I just want to be by myself.
Yeah.
But I love having people around.
Did you ever do sleepovers with other kids?
No, absolutely not.
As in, like, was that a Brazilian thing or was that a you or
It
family?
was my family thing. We tried once with a friend we had from across the road.
Yeah.
And the separation anxiety was such, like at 3 a.m. we started crying.
Oh,
my
you
sister
guys
and
went
I.
across the road.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
There was no way kids would come to my house for a sleepover. So we once were allowed to sleep across the road at this friend's house.
Yep.
And 3 a.m. we started crying. And they just sent us back.
Wow.
Literally.
Just by yourselves.
Well,
you can find your way home.
Yeah. There you go.
See
It's
ya.
a bit too much.
We tried. Never again.
We had very different upbringings, I think.
Yeah, I definitely had loads of sleepovers. And in Australia here, we used to have these stores. I guess Blockbuster's one everywhere, but we had Video Easy was the one in my hometown where you would go and you would rent DVDs. In fact, it would have been VHS videos originally in the 90s and early 2000s. And there were video games there as well, like PlayStation and Xbox games on CDs that you could borrow. And then it became DVDs later. But I remember we used to go there with my parents and you would borrow like, I can't even remember what it was. It would have been like $10 or something to get an overnight one. It would have been like a new release.
Yeah.
And you would take that home and watch it with the family, or you would go to a sleepover and have that. Or we would borrow video games and take those to sleepovers at friends' houses.
How do you feel about sleepovers? Like, obviously, our kids are too young, but there's a massive discussion with, like, it just became a very
polarizing kind of thing.
Yeah, very. What is the word I'm looking for? I don't know.
It was debated a lot, or
it's
what do you mean?
Just something that now it's very divisive. Controversial.
Yeah.
Because a lot of parents are like,
absolutely not.
Yep. And there are valid points for that. And other parents are like, well, they got to learn. We got to let them go a bit. So I don't know. Sometimes I'm like leaning more against absolutely not unless it's family.
Yeah.
But even that, it's like, well, where do you... if it's going to affect them socially, it's so tricky.
That's the hard part. I guess you don't know you've screwed up your kids until you've screwed them up.
My thinking is when time comes, it's like, what about getting to know their friends the best you can?
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Like you get to know the families, sort of like that will give you an
When
idea.
I was growing up, it was always like that. Like the parents would all know each other. It was very rare until I was an older teenager that I would be spending the night at someone's house that my parents didn't know, or at least have contact with somehow. But when I was a primary school student, it probably only started from like maybe grade 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 to 12 years old.
Oh, really?
And it was typically kids in my street.
Yeah.
That my parents weren't necessarily super close with the families, but they knew who that. Yeah. And if there was anything wrong, I could just walk home. You know.
Yeah.
But that said, you definitely did see and hear and do some things that you probably wouldn't have been allowed to do at home.
Yeah, there's a lot of discussion about like, what if there is an older sibling or a cousin? It's so I find it really tricky.
I think you just have to raise your kids to be informed decision makers, and then if you get to know the parents and you're comfortable with them sleeping over and you have that discussion ahead of time, it's probably fine. But if don't do anything you're not comfortable with at the end of the day.
True.
But I look back and I am glad that I had sleepovers and that kind of freedom, and it was just the kids hanging out and doing their own thing in the basement or in the garage or whatever.
Yeah.
And I definitely want my kids to be able to have that experience. So I don't know if we'll start a little later than I did or not. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. When they start asking, Dad, I want to have a sleepover, that's when I guess I'll worry about it more. But
true.
Yeah. What about you? What was the weekend like before smartphones when you were younger?
TV.
It was just TV.
Yeah.
Huh?
We did play, like, I wouldn't say like, play, because I think when you told me a few times you would just be outside and then come back home when the lights were on.
After school. After school. Yeah, or on weekends.
Okay.
My parents would usually say, if you go out, just make sure you're home when it gets dark and the street lights come on, because we didn't have phones or...
We were allowed to play, let's say, in front of the house.
Yeah.
With the friend from across the road and other kids. I didn't do much of that. My sister was more social. Definitely not allowed to wander around the neighborhood and
Unsupervised.
go for walks. My family was very strict.
Even when you were a teenager?
Absolutely.
Really?
I literally going to school, come back home.
My God.
I remember once I didn't go home straight away after school. My mom went after me. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
It's
It's so I remember there was this huge drama when I was a kid at the local primary school I went to when I must have been grade 1 or 2, and this girl didn't go home. She went to a friend's house and she just told the mother, "Oh, my mum's fine with me going over."
Oh my God.
And she was probably 6 or 7.
Jesus, that's Noah's
That's like Noah's age,
age.
our son, doing it. And the police were called. There was a big search and everything. And then they found her at this woman's house, and the woman thought that she'd had permission.
Woman. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, I know. But now it's funny. At the time we laughed, but now you're like, yeah, that'd be my worst nightmare as a parent.
Yeah, absolutely. I find it like I'm very conscious of, like, I was raised in a very strict environment, and I try to think I'll do the opposite.
Yeah.
Like I'll be more,
relaxed,
trusting, and like having all these the right conversations and enabling them to make the right decisions. But who knows? It might just be one of those things that you get triggered, and I'm like, nope, calling the cops. Where are you?
Jeez. All right, let's move on to Aussie weekends then, and Australian culture. How would you describe Australian weekends compared to Brazilian weekends? Do you feel like they're significantly different now that you live in Australia? Like for adults, I guess we're talking about modern sort of times.
No, I think it's very similar. We're both very, I think both cultures love to be outside.
Yeah.
There's this massive beach culture as well.
In Brazil or in Australia?
Both.
Yeah.
So, if it's sunny, if it's hot, Brazilians are outside on the beach. Same with Australians. I think probably the main difference would be Brazilians drink a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah. Because you're allowed to drink on the beach.
Yeah,
and you're
that's
allowed
crazy.
There's a lot around drinking.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is
a law.
Sorry?
What do you mean? There's a lot around drinking? A lot what?
A lot socializing is done around drinking.
Okay.
People get together to have a drink. If it's a family gathering, there will be beers,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you go. More often than not, people will sit down to have a drink.
Isn't that what we do in our family?
I don't know. I don't see
Isn't that what I do with my dad? Every time we get together, we go to the farm, we go to the beach, we go on a holiday.
Same. It's a bit more. It's a bit quiet, I think. You have a few drinks. You don't.
We're not
pass
rowdy.
out, you're not like.
Jesus, I'm not getting wasted.
No one's getting absolutely. But that I'm talking.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Brazil in 10 years.
Yep.
That what I'm talking about is what I saw growing up with my father and family. It would be a massive day of drinking and eating, and just, often would end in like fights or
people passed out in the back.
I think, like I said, both cultures are very outdoorsy.
Yeah.
And, people want to be outside and doing things.
We're probably more like road trippy camping, going
Definitely.
away on weekends than Brazilians, right?
I think so.
Because we do that a lot. You will see people with caravans,
camping is massive
and
here.
Tents and all the camping gear on their 4-wheel drives.
Yeah.
But is that culture a big thing in Brazil, or it's not as?
Again, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's been a couple years,
Yeah.
but I don't think. I didn't know anyone growing up that, we're going camping.
Yeah.
And to this day, the friends I still have there, my sister, like, there's not one of them saying, we're going to go camping. It's like, it's just not part of the culture, I guess.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, it's a new thing and people do enjoy doing that.
We also have like the Bunnings weekend thing, right? With the sausage sizzle, where you will often, we go to where a Bunnings is and there'll be like a Kmart there or a supermarket there. People go and do their weekend kind of shopping. And a lot of us who are doing gardening type outdoorsy things in our houses will go to Bunnings, and there's like a tent there with a sausage sizzle on a barbecue. You can buy a sausage and bread. You can get a drink. There's that kind of
I think it's hard for
too.
Brazilians to picture that.
Yeah.
Can't speak, obviously, for other cultures, but like we don't have this iconic place where most people go to on the weekend, and you get a sausage. Like, it's just not. It's very Australian, and yeah.
And what about coffee culture? We also have the culture or habit or routine of kind of going out and going
get
to
a
a
coffee.
cafe or to a restaurant. Like, yeah, often if we're free on the weekend and we're both at home, you'll be like, let's take the kids to a cafe or a restaurant or a
Yeah.
bakery somewhere. You know, we'll often
Yeah.
drive to Port Arlington. There's a bakery there that has all this really nice food and these coffees. And in the back, there's like this large yard where you can sit and there's a playground for the kids. So that tends to be a weekend thing that we do in Australia too, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Do you
I
enjoy those?
I do. Like, again, it's like it breaks the day up a little bit,
Yep.
and it's something for the kids to do. I feel like we have this bakeries in Brazil, like padarias,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's our go-to for coffee. Like you sit
Yeah.
down, it's like at a corner somewhere, and there's like plastic tables and chairs, and you have a coffee, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't know. Things have changed, so.
Yeah. All right, moving on to weekend fail stories.
Oh my
So,
God.
what is the worst weekend that you can remember? Have you been on any really bad weekend trips? Anything funny happened? Anything embarrassing happened?
Ooh.
See, I can start. Like, I remember one time we went away to a place called Wilson's Prom, and my dad, we had our four-wheel drive, you know, this white Toyota Land Cruiser. The camping gear was on the top, and when we got there, it was bucketing down. It was
Oh,
pissing down with
no.
rain. And I can remember Dad was just furious because, like, Mum and Annika, my sister, stayed in the car, and he's like outside in the pissing down rain, having to try and
Trying to
erect the
put this
tent.
thing together.
And he's like got me out there. He's like, hold the pole, hold the tent pole. And I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
Oh,
And it was like
no.
dropping it. And eventually we got it all set up, but we were all wet. The inside of the tent was wet. We were all miserable.
Did you guys just return
No.
home? You just stayed?
It was a 4-hour drive.
Oh,
So
God.
there was no turning back. And it was probably late at night when we arrived because it was dark as well.
Yeah.
So we were in the campground and there was no going back. You'd burnt the boats, right? There was no returning. You had to deal with what was in front of you. So I remember that.
I think for me, as a child, many times we had all this, like, we had planned to be with my father, my sister, and I for the weekend. So he would pick us up, let's say, Friday evening or Saturday morning. And then we go to the beach. We were distracted. We had a lot of fun. And it started to get tricky as you got older. Maybe separation anxiety, you know, one of us didn't want to be there and the other one wanted to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So we would really struggle to sleep, and it was a nightmare. It was like waking up every half an hour. My poor father's like, can you just settle? We've done this so many times. To the point he had to drop us back many times.
Right.
And then he got like, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's just too
Too
much.
stressful.
Too stressful. You guys are obviously distressed. You don't want to be here.
I'm not having fun anymore.
That's it. And then we would watch something scary during the day with the cousins and have nightmares and wake up and want to be in bed with him. And he's like, oh my God, I just want to sleep. That's probably what comes to mind, if I have to say a fail. Many times I was pushing my sister because I was too introverted. I was like, can you please ask him to drop us back?
And she was younger, right? Yeah.
She's younger, but she's like
a year younger.
Yeah, and she would be like, I don't want to do this. I want to stay. And I would start crying. And
This is
she's
your
like,
problem.
oh, now I have to go. If you go, I go. I'm not staying without you. So, yeah, a lot.
All right, we'll move on to a deeper discussion here. Why do you reckon weekends feel so short? Or too short?
It's only 2 days. And if you think about it, a lot of people still work on weekends. I'm lucky that I don't.
Lifting my hand up.
Yes. There's so much you can't do on weekends in terms of life admin. Like, I work full time. If I have anything to organize around the house or, you know, with the kids, it has to be done on the weekend.
Yeah.
It's just not enough time.
Yeah.
You know?
So you just feel like you're...
I feel like I leave a 5-day, you know,
full-on non-stop work week.
to be resolved in 2 days.
Yeah.
And I also want to rest.
And
I
yet-
also want to...
And yet you're a weekend planner. See, this is
Yeah,
why I like the
so much.
spontaneous, random, non-planned weekends because the
Yeah.
weeks are so busy. that you just need to have a break and just chill out?
I
for a
can't
bit?
relax. I can't sit down and wait for things to happen. I need to know what's going on, and I want to
Yep.
be in charge. So
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. I want to know.
Do you feel like your weekends have changed since we've gotten married, had kids, like being in a relationship, the weekend is no longer 100% your own to do
Absolutely.
with as you please.
Like everything else. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a shared activity.
You get a glimpse every now and then of like, oh, I'm going out with the girls or I'm doing this, but it's everything. It's so many things have to work around that to make it happen.
Is Pete free? Is he busy? What do the kids
Yeah.
want to do? Are they too
Yeah.
tired? Are they exhausted from swimming lessons?
yeah,
Are
absolutely.
they going to see friends and they're going to be too tired when they get home?
Oh,
Or-
I decided to take them to swimming the other day an hour earlier because I thought, oh, they'll have more time to play.
Yeah, because their cousins go.
They were exhausted, didn't do the lesson, and I'm like, what is going on? They were
Yeah.
just cooked, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, and it was a nightmare. So
Yeah.
I find it very stressful. I don't know.
Do you think smartphone addiction has had an impact on how weekends roll out, play through now? What we do on weekends? Do you feel like a lot of it is spent on the phone?
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. It's me time. I lie down and I want to be on my phone.
Yeah.
It's just to be able to turn off my brain of like, I'm not in charge of anything. I'm not planning anything or serving someone or taking care of anyone.
Yeah.
This is just
My time.
brainless, rotting, mindless activity. That's it. That's it. That's relaxing.
What do you think your parents used to do instead of the doom scrolling on their phones with smartphone addiction? Surely they were still relaxing in a similarly kind of useless way, right? Reading a novel or watching a TV show.
My mom's a
or-
massive reader.
Yeah.
So reading books. My dad's probably drinking. He loves being around family. So
Yeah.
surely there was always that, at least on his side of the family, like getting together with his siblings, just going to the beach, going to clubs and things. Yeah.
Do you think people don't know how to relax anymore?
I don't. I can only speak for myself. I don't relax.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I could see the look on her face when she's, I don't.
I don't relax. No.
Yes. You're very,
It's very
uptight.
hard. Very hard.
Highly strung. All right, let's finish up with some rapid fire questions then.
Oh God.
Beach or mountains?
What is that? Sorry.
Beach or mountains? Where would you rather go on a weekend?
Mountains.
Why?
Cold.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Cold. Bloody cold. Camping or hotel?
Hotel, 100%. Like there is not. Well, how dare you even ask that?
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday night. That's just so good.
Why?
Just it gives you this feeling of I still have a day.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
go out. I want to dress up. I don't know.
Sleep in or early start?
Nah, I haven't had a sleep in so long. I'd say early start.
Barbecue or brunch?
That's a hard one. Barbecue?
Yep. Quiet weekend or busy weekend?
Quiet. Quiet. Yeah, it depends what you mean. Like
Yeah.
quiet, but also
Organized.
organized and having a little bit of social time. A little bit, yeah.
Road trip or staycation?
What is staycation?
Where you stay at home as a vacation. It's a staycation.
Mm.
Stay at home cation.
Can I stay in someone else's home? Like it's like
I don't know. Do you know them or is it just a neighbor?
no, like an Airbnb kind of thing.
Yeah. But I guess that's a road trip, right?
Road trip, yeah.
Okay. Summer weekends or winter weekends?
Winter.
And
Always.
night out or movie at home?
Night out.
There you go. All right. Let's recap a few vocab then. Sleep in. What's a sleep in? How would you describe that, Kel?
You stay in bed for longer than usual.
Yeah. What about having a quiet one? If
Just
someone says I'm having a quiet one, what are they
not
doing?
going out. You're just staying home.
Yeah.
I would assume that's what they mean.
If you're catching up with mates, what are you doing?
Seeing friends, going
Yep.
out
If you head down the coast, where are you going?
to the beach.
Yeah. Well, it could be. It may just be that you're on the coast and you're driving
Yeah.
down it, if that makes sense. Going along it, going for a bit of a road trip, heading down
Mm.
the coast. What's a lazy arvo?
Do nothing in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah.
unbusy? Is that even a word?
No.
What does flat out mean?
Busy.
Yeah, incredibly busy. What about if you've got a packed weekend?
You've got too many things on.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like jam-packed,
Yeah.
chock-a-block, full of activities. What does recharge your batteries mean?
Let me think how to explain that. You do something that is like fulfilling, or like, if you like reading, you sit down and that's your relaxing time.
Yeah.
And then you feel, okay, now I can potentially like go out and socialize and do
Yeah.
other things.
It's your time to relax and
yeah.
recharge. Yeah. If you go away for the weekend, what are you doing?
You're traveling
Yep.
somewhere
then
else.
Chilled out weekend? What's a chilled out one?
Just easy, not a lot of things.
Relax.
Yeah.
You got it.
Righto.
Anyway, guys, hopefully this episode made you feel a little bit more Australian by the end of it. But we want to know, what does a perfect weekend look like for you? Is it relaxing? Is it busy? Is there lots of family stuff going on? Are you hanging out with mates? Let us know in the comments. And next episode, we're probably going to talk about some of the most embarrassing things we did at school, which honestly might have been a terrible idea. If you've enjoyed hanging out with us, go check out some of the other episodes too. And besides that, this is Aussie English. I'm Pete. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. See ya.
See ya.